Hello everybody, it's Maria here from Pepperly Rose Paper Crafting. I'm from Sydney, Australia. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm going to show you a card using the Harvest Hellos bundle from Stampin Up. You can buy these together as a bundle or you can buy them separately. At the moment, I really love the apple and the pumpkin and the half apple. They're really cute images. You can use this for any occasion, so the sky's the limit. I'm also using the Check You Out stamp set and I'm using the Thank You font. I really love that typewriter font, and the same goes with this stamp as well. I really love the typewriter font on this, and I think this is super adorable, so I'm really looking forward to making this quick card with you. And I'm also using the basic Pattern Decorative Masks, but I'm using the polka dot pattern for this. So we'll get started on this project. I'll be using the new Stampin' Up trimmer so you can see it in action as well. And I'll let you know what I think of it as I'm using it as well. So for this card you're going to need Poppy Parade cardstock. So I've got some of that here now. And you're going to cut it at 4 inches. Make sure it's at 4 exactly, yes. And then by 8. And I love how the measurements are so easy to read on this. So it only get a little strip off, so I won't need that bit of the cardstock. And then I'm going to score that at 4 inches. So that's done. And then I'm going to need a couple of pieces of Whisper White cardstock, and they will be cut at 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. So I'm going to cut off just the one at the moment. So that'll be 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 square, and that will be our front panel. And I'm going to cut a second one of that too. So it's 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. Okay, so you need 2 of those, 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. Then I've got a bit here of black cardstock. I'm going to use that for the sentiment, for the thank you, and I'm going to heat emboss on that. But I just want to make sure that that it'll be okay. So I'll just cut this off and make sure it's nice and straight. So I'll just even that along. Wow, and that did well with that. Pretty good, isn't it? Oh, wow. I didn't expect that. It's such a messy piece of cardstock, so that's a good indicator. And I'm just going to give this a little clean, just keep it flowing along. See, there's debris there that you can pick up, and just fibres from the cardstock. So I'll just move that along. All right, and that will be it with the cutting. Put that away. Okay, so I'm going to do some ink blending. So I'm going to get the stencil there, and I'm going to put one of these pieces of cardstock up here, and I'm going to add some painter's tape just to keep it in place. Okay. And I'm going to, I forgot to grab my makeup brushes and my mat, so just give me 1 second and I'll be back. Everything over. So I'm using my Ranger non-stick craft sheet. I get a lot of questions for this, and it's a great one. You can heat emboss on it, you can ink blend on it, you can do all sorts of cool stuff on it. So I love the way ink blends on this, and I love my makeup brushes. I think they're awesome. So I'll just grab my makeup brush. I've got my cloth here for cleaning, and I'm using the largest brush. And I'm going to get some Granny Apple Green ink, and I'm going to make my own DSP. So I'm just going to grab that. So that's done. I'm going to fold and burnish that score line I've just done with this card. So it's a really simple thank you note card. I really like it. Good burnish, make sure it stays down. And look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Nice and bright. I'm going to grab some Poppy Parade cardstock that I have here, and I'm going to stamp the apple image, that one over here. I'm going to stamp all these pieces separately, so I'll just grab the stamp, which is a cling stamp, with my Poppy Parade ink. And I'll give it a stamp down here by the looks of it. Beautiful. I'll just stamp that now. And even though this is going to cut through the other two layers, I'm actually going to keep this as a template. I'm going to keep that as a template. I'm going to cut that down and leave those other two pieces. I'll just grab it because that's the first time I've used this this gorgeous little stamp set and punch. So I'm going to use this now as a template, and I'll have that in my stamp set ready to go. So that's not a waste. So that's good. Alright, the next image I'm going to stamp is the leaf from the stamp set. So this leaf over here, and I'm going to grab my leaf there, and I'm going to use Granny Apple Green for that because it looks cute and I like it. So I'll stamp that over there. Cute. And then I'm going to grab a large sheet, you don't need to go that large, of soft suede. I'm going to use the stem part of that, and I'm going to use soft suede ink as well. So I'm just going to stamp that right on the bottom here. There. Okay, so we're going to just now cut these images out. So I don't want to waste a lot of cardstock, so a bit frugal with them. Oop. See, so that's cut. And then the stem part, cut down here. And there we go, that's all cut now. Beautiful. Okay, so I've finished with the punch. So cute, I just love this. Grab some glue, and I'm going to glue this down. As I said, this is going to be a really quick card. Pop this down. So if you don't have DSP, make your own. Super simple to do. And that looks great on that background. So I'm going to pick up my my little pieces here. I'm going to use some tweezers because they're quite small. And I'm just going to add glue just right on the edge of that. And just pop it underneath the apple, like so. Just mop up the excess glue there. So that looks cool. And then I'm going to add the green leaf like that. Super cute. So again, I'll just use my tweezers for that. And pop that off there. Just right on the edge, just a little bit of glue there. And go from there. cool. I'll let that dry off. So that's done. Oops. How cute is that? I think it's missing something, so bear with me and I'll think of something. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that tiny little strip there of black right there, and I'm going to get my embossing buddy and I'll grab the thank you sentiment from the Check You Out stamp set, which is this one over here, really teeny tiny, and I'm just going to ink it up in Versamark. And I'm just going to ink it up there. Oops. Like that. I don't know if that turned out great. I'll do it on the other side actually. No, it was a bit crooked. So I'll go here. I'll do it from here. I'll go more towards the thicker part of it. It's a very small piece. Just bring that close to me here, and then I'll bring it up for you in a minute. Okay, I think that stamped very well. So I just stamped that. You won't see that until I put the powder on it. Sorry about the noise for that. Just get some powder, some white embossing powder, and see how cute that is. Gorgeous. So I'm now going to heat emboss this off camera, and I'll be back. Finished heat embossing that, and that looks really cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim it up. Just basic trim. And I'll just keep it really simple and just keep it rectangular. I think it looks really cool. Oops. And I'll just straighten it up just a tad because it's not very straight. And I'll just straighten that up. Yeah, much better. And I'll just trim that a little bit more closer. All right. So the thank you is going to go down here. I think it looks lovely there. And to anchor this apple, I'm going to use the Starburst punch, and I'm going to cut that out in Whisper White. And punch that out. So that makes it look, oh, it just kind of blends in the background, doesn't it? Okay, bear with me for 1 second and I shall be back. Okay, so what I've decided to do is I'm going to use some stitch shape framelits dies. I'm going to use the second largest circle on that one, and I'm going to also use the layering circles framelits dies as well, and I'm going to use, I think it's the second largest of the scallops. So I think that will look really cool. So I'll just grab my Big Shot and I'm going to cut out these pieces. It's simple once you know what you're doing. So I've got my platform here. I'm going to use some Whisper White cardstock, and I'm going to cut out the circle. Okay, so I love the stitching around that. That's a great detail. And then I'm going to cut out the second largest scallop circle. I'll see if that's enough, and it probably is not. No. Great. All right, so I'm just going to cut up a piece that's big enough, and I'll be back in a second. Just cut a piece of Poppy Parade cardstock, so I'm going to cut that out. Where's my platforms? I only just used it a second ago and I've already lost it. If you see around my desk, it is a disaster, but this part here is only the clearest what you can see. So it's pretty bad. All right, so I'm just going to now cut that little piece. I hope it was big enough. Oh, just made it. That was good. Okay, so that's done. turned out really good, like that. I'll just put this away. So I'll just bring back all of the pieces here. So I'm going to layer that on top. I wanted it to have like a larger border around it, so I thought it'd look really nice. So I'm just going to put some glue just in the middle there, and I'll allow the edges to kind of lift up so it looks like it's got a bit more dimension. I'm going to stick that down directly onto the front panel there, and again I'm going to stick it in the middle there. So like that. And with this gorgeous pull, I'm going to pop it up on some dimensionals. So I'll grab those. Over now, and I'll just pop it right in the middle, and with the thank you I'm just going to stick that down with some glue. Now if you're hearing noise in the background, I apologise. We have a building being demolished across the road from us, as well as another building being built. So they're both next door to each other. So there's a combined noise from both of those. So sorry about that. Now on the inside, I'm just going to stick a piece of blank white cardstock, Whisper White cardstock, and then we are finished. I always put the glue just on the edges. Yep, that's it. So it's a nice, easy 4x4 card, which is, I love how bright it is and it's fun. And if you don't have the DSP in question that you're after, make your own with your own background stamps. There's a bit there that didn't come off. Okay, so straighten that up. And there we go. So that's my finished card today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave me a comment below this video and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And if you haven't already subscribed or liked or shared my videos, please press the subscribe button and then press the notifications for the bell, so every time I upload a video you'll be notified. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this super cute card with the Harvest Hellos bundle and the Check You Out stamp set. See you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.